All right. Hello, everybody out there. So great to see everybody's faces. I just got home literally 30 minutes ago from a trip to San Diego. My younger son had a football camp at San Diego State, and we got to hop on over to Coronado Island to see our older son, who is in the Navy right now. So we had a quick little visit with him. I'm not going to get emotional already. I told Kazzi, God, this is going to be a tough one. Today's kind of a big day, guys. Okay. So this all started, the idea for this call started about a month ago. I was talking with my son, and he was telling me, okay, he was telling me about a guy, a book that he read. He's a big reader. He reads a lot of books. And he was training on what they call the O course. So he's in the Navy SEAL training program. He's not a Navy SEAL. He's training to be one. It's called BUDS, Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL Training is what he's in right now. Today is actually day 1 of phase 1. That's why I'm a little bit emotional. My stomach's in knots. So I know my guest speaker knows exactly how I'm feeling right now. But anyway, he told me he was training with one of the officers that was new to the program. He had just met, and they started talking about mindset, okay? And like I said, Ryan's a big reader. And so this officer started telling Ryan about a sports psychologist that he actually meets with on a regular basis. And he starts talking about him, and Ryan said, is his name Dr. 𝐮𝐧𝐬𝐽𝐻? Did he write The Confident Mind? Look right here. The Confident Mind. Drop me a little 1 in the chat if you've heard of this book or if you've read this book. So Dr. 𝐮𝐧𝐬𝐽𝐻 has worked with elite level athletes. He's worked with NFL stars, Olympians, Special Forces, Navy SEALs, and top business leaders. And you're going to see how all of those have something in common in just a minute. Now he works at West Point, right? He's a director of a psychology program. And he shares the secrets of mental toughness and self-belief, okay? Mental toughness and self-belief in this guide right here to building and mastering confidence, which, you guys, I know all of you out there listening agree with me. Confidence is the key. It doesn't matter what field you're in. It doesn't matter, if you're an athlete, if you're a business leader, if you're in the military, if you're a stay-at-home mom. Confidence is the key to everything in life. Knowing what you have inside yourself and bringing that out and showing the world. That's why we're all here, right? Does everybody agree with that? That's why we're here. So, when Ryan actually was able to get on a Zoom call with this doctor, this guy that he met said, why don't you hop on with me? And so it was pretty cool. And so Ryan told me all about it. And of course, I went out and got the book. And I actually listened to the Audible, then I bought the book. I loved it so much. So you guys, how does this relate, right? How are all of these things on the same level? He talks about, and I want everybody to listen to this real quick before I introduce my special guest. You're going to see how this all comes together. So there's 4 mental pillars of unshakable performance, okay? Pillar number 1 is the mind-body connection. And this is why so many of you out there that are journaling or that are meditating or that are practicing breathing techniques. A lot of us went to an event in Utah a couple months ago where we learned how to breathe. And at first I was like, this is stupid. I know how to breathe. But you guys, it's really important to the mind-body connection just to teach yourself how to breathe and how to stay calm, right? And everybody has that voice inside of your head, right? And that creates your mood. It creates a physical change, and it actually influences everything that we do. Okay, so that's number 1, mind-body connection. Yoga could be a part of that. Number 2 is imperfection. So I think so many of us out there, I know, I can think off the top of my head a few of you who demand perfection from yourself, right? Perfection, and that's damaging. Yeah, it's great that we're all going to strive to do our best, but we can't beat ourselves up if we don't do our best. Okay, if that makes sense. Let me make sure I'm on speaker view here. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Failing, right? we all go for no in this industry, especially. Every time we fail, it's a time to learn, it's a time to get up, it's a time to do it better, and it's time to do it again and again. Number 3, this is one that I've been trying lately, is to fall in love with your butterflies. We all get that nervous feeling in our stomach. I remember the first time I had to stand up in front of a room and talk to people, I was filled with nerves and butterflies. I know Kristen Bailey, she was absolutely terrified. I mean, I think they say people are more afraid of public speaking than they are of death. Like, that's how terrifying public speaking is. But again, right? Fall in love with those butterflies, because your body, that's what your body's supposed to do. Your body's supposed to produce a certain degree of physical response when things matter, when things are important. We're hardwired that way. And so think of it as rocket fuel, right? It's natural. We all feel it. Embrace it, make friends with it, because your body is doing what it's designed to do, right? And number 4, the last one, is practice and be ready for inconsistent delays and returns, right? We all started this. Most of us had no experience in network marketing. I know I didn't. And so I had to learn from the ground up, and I had to learn quickly. And sometimes, if those of us that kind of moved a little bit quickly, what happens is sometimes we plateau, right? And sometimes things start to slow down, and we might be saying to ourselves, well, maybe I'm not good at this anymore. Maybe I should quit. Maybe this isn't for me, right? And your brain is starting to rewire itself, but don't let it. Stay confident, stick with what you know, let all of those negative thoughts go and stick with the positive, right? And he says in this book that the victory starts before the battle, right? And I'm going to talk a little bit about that later. And it's just about winning, right? Keeping going and winning at everything that you do. And so with that, I'm going to introduce my special guest. Now, she and I, this girl, she's pretty special to me. Here I go again. So we bonded over the fact that both of our sons are in the military. They're both in the Navy. And she was, not only are they in the Navy, but they're both actually in special warfare, which kind of brings it to a whole new level. And she has just been a strong, supportive, uplifting, force in my life. When I started this journey with my son, I would call her all the time. And she would walk me through it because her son has been through it. And she'll talk a little bit more about that as well. But her name is Kazzi Teal. She is a farm girl born and raised in the heartland of South Dakota. She's super excited to share her story and why she believes LifeVantage is the solution people may be looking for a health and financial perspective. She and her husband Shane have 3 amazing kids. Kazzi is a dynamic business leader with years of experience in corporate America. She has a passion for wellness, fitness, and helping people see the greatness inside of them. I love that. Kazzi has been with LifeVantage for 13 years, you guys. So I hope you have your pen ready, and I hope you're ready to take notes, because her decision to lock arms with this company and opportunity has been the best decision of her life. And so with that, I would like to welcome this all-around badass, athlete, mom, business leader. Kazzi, are you out there?
Angie, I'm here. How are you, girl?
Hi, girly. I am doing good. I'm hanging in there.
How's your mom heart? I have to know.
Well, those butterflies are more like an intense, like just clutch on my stomach today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. I get you on every level, and you know that. Angie, thank you so much for inviting me to be here tonight. I'm nervous. I never get nervous. I never
Embrace
get nervous to
it.
speak, but I'm nervous tonight because I'm nervous for you, because I know what you're going for today. I know what you're feeling right now. I know what's going on, but you got this. You got this. And here's what I'm going to tell you right now, that you are going to learn more about yourself in these next couple of months, that you've like Ryan's going to teach you things that you never knew you didn't know about yourself. So just know that this is part of your growth journey, girl, and it's going to be beautiful, and you've got this, and more importantly, he's got this. He's got this. So, whoo, I'm going to tear up. Okay. So when Angie asked me to be on this call, I was so honored, because I know, first of all, that she is an amazing leader. But second of all, and even it's a bigger deal. She's got an incredible team. And when she asked me to come speak to you guys, it was just such an absolute privilege that she even asked me to do this, because I know that she is very picky and choosy on who she invites into her team. So thank you, Angie. Super excited to be here. When I learned about LifeVantage, tonight I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. But before I do that, I just want you guys to know, when I learned about LifeVantage, the first thing I was introduced to was this product. And I was so excited about the product. I was so excited to learn about the company. And I was so excited to learn about network marketing. But where I was pleasantly surprised and am continued to be blown away every single day is the caliber of people that I get to call my friends, and the caliber of people that I get to lock arms with every single day. And Angie is one of those people that I'm so grateful and so blessed that has been brought into my life, because she is just an absolute ray of sunshine. And I know that all of you are absolute rays of sunshine, because she has never done anything but freaking brag about all of you. Like, always brags about her team. And I love that. And so that's just that's a testament to all of you for showing up and doing the thing, right? This is what we're doing. We're doing the thing. And I'm excited to be here tonight. So a little bit about me. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I live in a little tiny town in South Dakota. So I live in a town of 600 people. We have about 4 stop signs in town. We have a bar, a post office, a t-shirt shop, and a Dollar General. Okay, that's the industry in my town. And we were super grateful when Dollar General came to town. You guys, it's awesome. It's like 2 blocks from my house, and I love it. We call it the DG, and I go there all the time. This is what you call activated hair. It's I have really, really big hair right now. So if you guys are looking at my hair wondering if what is going on, this is humidity. It's like 6 months out of the year, it's gorgeous here. 6 months out of the year, it sucks because it's really cold. And we don't have cool mountains, but we do get the cold and we do get a lot of snow. But the other 6 months, it's gorgeous. We've had thunderstorms all day. So my hair, the humidity is crazy. So this is activated hair, if you're wondering what's going on with it. But all right. So I said I was a mom and I was a wife, but I'm not just a normal mom or just a normal life. I'm a wife. I'm crazy. Okay. I'm a crazy basketball mom, and I'm a crazy Navy mom. And I'm super grateful for LifeVantage, because it's this vehicle that's allowed me to be present. Before LifeVantage, I was in corporate America. I mean, I grew up a lot like every single one of you. You grow up, you go to school, you get a job, because that's what we're taught to do. And it's crazy. I loved my career, but I was tired, I was stressed out, and I was wore out. But I didn't know anything different. So I just kept showing up and doing what I needed to do to take care of my family. And then one day, it's actually oh my goodness, July 7th, 2010. It's my 14-year anniversary of getting my teeth kicked in is coming up. And that anniversary is the day that I went to work and I find out there was a business decision and I lost my job. So 8 o'clock in the morning, because of a business decision, not because of anything I could control, not because of my work ethic, not because of me making bad decisions or not showing up, but because of a business decision, I lost my job at 8 o'clock in the morning, and my husband lost his job at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Same day, you guys, we lost our jobs on the same day. And I'll tell you, that was a really, really hard day. But something really great happened. The next morning, the sun came up and I looked around, and there was like this feeling of stress lifted from my body, a feeling of, I never really knew it was there, but there was this feeling of, I don't have to do that anymore. And that was the time, I remember it was the exact point in my life, July 8th, 2010. I asked myself, well, what do I want to do next? Because I didn't have to do this anymore. So I was trying to figure out, what did I want to do next? And so I started trying to figure out, okay, what's important to me? And the first thing that I realized was important to me is I didn't want to be tired, wore out, and stressed out anymore. I wanted to be a present mom. I wanted to help people, and I wanted to make money, because for all of you that have ever been in the corporate world, there's this thing called job description and pay scales. And I was sick of being in a box and sick of having my income being decided off a median and a bell curve, all the things. And so I just decided that I wanted to help people. I wanted to decide when I was going to work, and I wanted it flexible, and I wanted to decide how much money I was going to make. So then I went on this path of trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do next? And 60 days later, my company that I worked for called me back and offered me a job. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the answer to my prayers. I'm supposed to go back to this company, or I wouldn't have gotten offered this job. 5 minutes into that job, I realized I don't want to be here. So that's when I realized I've got to figure out what I was made to do. And so in this process of elimination, LifeVantage was brought to me. Funny enough, LifeVantage was brought to me because my dad was sick. And when I took one look one look at the ABC Primetime Investigative Report. I'm an OG. Okay. That's all there was. That's all there was the 9-minute ABC Primetime Investigative Report. And if you liked it, you clicked next, and it took you to buy this bottle of Pro Tandem or buy this business pack. And I remember thinking, if this is even half real, this is going to change the world. So I bought the business pack. My enroller called me 30 minutes later and said, oh my goodness, you made a mistake. You were just supposed to buy a bottle of Pro Tandem. We need to call the company. We need to get you your money back. And what she didn't know is I was looking for something different. And I'm so grateful for that phone call because it changed the course of everything for me. There's a whole lot of things. There's a whole lot of things that's happened in my story, but I will tell you this. Before LifeVantage, I had no idea what the possibilities of this world was. Before LifeVantage, I thought that my future was dependent on a 401k. Okay, it was a 401k. I thought that was the only thing that I needed to worry about for my future. Why LifeVantage? The second that I saw it, because I saw the possibilities of what could possibly happen. When I started to learn about, I have an undergrad degree in biology and chemistry, and I was working at a bank. So I wasn't doing what I went to school for. And I started learning about oxidative stress. And I said to myself, where was I that day in class? And I started asking a lot of questions. And I realized, okay, if this is the stuff that makes us sick and the stuff that makes our body break down, and nobody's talking about it yet, I want to know more. And one of my great friends from college is a physician. And he was one of the very first people I called. And I said, Chad, tell me about oxidative stress. And he started laughing. He goes, Kazzi, what are you reading? I go, what do you mean? He goes, where'd you find this word? I said, I want to know what it is. He goes, well, it's what causes your body to break down. It's the root cause of almost every disease known to man. And it's honestly what causes you to die. I said, interesting. Why don't we talk about this? He said, well, I don't have a solution for my patients, so I don't talk about it, because really, why would I talk about a problem I can't solve? I said, thank you. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. I was just trying to validate my decision. And so I went on this journey and I started educating the world on oxidative stress and glutathione. And guess what? I got 87 flipping consecutive no's. 87 consecutive no's, because I was trying to be a mini scientist. And that's when I realized, okay, I didn't know if this worked or not, but something magical happened on number 88. It was my sister. I called her. I said, give me your credit card. You're going to be a customer in my business. I've got a really kick-ass anti-aging product. She was cool. Where do I get it? And I was like, oh my gosh, somebody said yes. And it was in that point when I realized, okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong. And so I reached out to somebody in my upline, someone who was mentoring me. And I said, I don't think this works. I got 87 no's and before I got my first yes. And she asked me what I was saying. And that's when I realized, okay, maybe I needed to do something different to get different results. So I went to an event. I drove 6 hours to Kansas City, Missouri. That was the closest event. One of the things I did every single day was I went on a Big Blue calendar to make sure there was nobody doing meetings in my backyard, because I was scared. Kristen Bailey talked about being scared, shaking in the boots in front of the room. That was me. There was no way I was ever going to get up in front of the room and talk about this stuff. So as long as nobody else was talking about this, I didn't have to. I was safe doing phone calls. So I drove to Kansas City, and you guys listen closely to the story, because this is actually super funny. That you guys have probably never heard me tell this piece of the story before. So I drive to Kansas City 6 hours in my business suit, in my briefcase, because that's how I thought we did business in LifeVantage. And I walk into this room, and it was a whole bunch of round tables with a pitcher of water in the middle. I look around, and you see people from all walks of life. That was like my first aha moment, that really there's a lot of diversity in this company, because at this point, all I'd known was that the people in my organization above me. And so I'm walking around, like shaking hands with people, and people were dressed different. Like there was people in bib overalls. I'm like, shame on you for wearing casual clothes to this business meeting. There was people in sweatpants, and I'm like, they don't know. And like, I'm just all these things, like massive judgment. I was like judging like crazy as I'm walking in, like, who are these yahoos? Like, who are these people that are like, don't have paper with them and don't have a pen and don't have a briefcase? Then I realized something very, very quickly. What LifeVantage is, it's a group of people who are positive and like-minded, who wanted to change the world. And I realized that everybody's got friends. And the way we take this thing to the world is we get this into all the different networks of people. And so as I'm sitting here feeling like the coolest kid in the room because I'm dressed in a weird suit. I mean, seriously, everyone was probably looking at me like, who in the actual hell wears a suit to a LifeVantage training? Like everyone was probably laughing at me, right? So here I am, sitting tall. I was not even a pro one yet. I didn't know what that meant, but I had one customer. So I thought like, oh my goodness. So here's what's happened. The guy behind me took off his shoe, took off his sock, and he started clipping his toenails. And I'm like, what is going on? Didn't pay anything about it. At this point, I'm just trying to like pay attention to the speaker. But let me tell you guys something. This is when I knew I was going to crush in this business. They got to recognition, and they had all the pro. Now, granted, I didn't get to stand up. They said, who is brand new in the room? And I wasn't brand new because I'd been in for like 4 weeks. So I didn't think that was brand new. So I'm just looking around. I'm like, I've been here a month. I'm not brand new. And then they had all the pro ones. Everyone that had $1,000 in volume stand up. And again, my volume was my order plus my sister's $40 bottle of Protan. Okay, that was my volume. Then the Pro 2 stood up. Then the Pro 3. The highest ranking person in the room was Toenail Guy. So I'm like, oh my gosh, the guy making the most money in the room just clipped his toenails. I'm going to go home and I'm going to freaking crush it. And that was like this weird aha moment for me, because it made me realize, like, people come from all backgrounds. And here I am thinking I'm the coolest kid in the room because I'm a customer. And this guy that I was like massively judging was probably making a couple grand a month at that point. And that's when I realized I had to get serious and I had to learn this industry. So that's what got my belief growing from here to here, right? Going from here to here. And so I went home and I decided I'm going to become super duper coachable. And that's when I realized that events were a non-negotiable. I had to show up. And what happened when I would go to events, not only, it wasn't about learning what the speaker said, it was locking arms with people like Angie Harper, locking arms with people from a different state, a different background, that had just had a positive outlook on life. And all she wanted to do was take this message and just help people across the world. And that's what my favorite thing about events was. It became a great big LifeVantage family reunion where you can meet people that you already know, but then you get to meet the people that you don't know. And so I'll tell you that what got me here was the product. What kept me here was the possibilities, knowing that Toenail Guy was making some serious cash. And I came to the table for $500, you guys. I came to the table for $500 because I thought if I can make $500 a month and put that into a savings account that I don't have to touch, that's $6 grand at the end of the year that I can use to pay bills if I lose my job again. So that's what I came for. Okay. Product, $500. Then I saw this guy making money and I'm like, heck yes, baby. Let's go home and let's get this done. And that's when I just decided to put the pedal to the metal and go get this, go make this thing happen. And so I'm telling you, 13 years and 8 months later, I've had literal blood, sweat, and lots of tears in this business. This journey has been the most incredible thing for me, in the sense that I'll tell you, I thought I had it going on when I was in corporate America, because I had a great job. I made great money, but there's nothing like an ego check when somebody pulls that carpet out from underneath you and you fall flat on your face and you got to figure it out again. And so when I came to LifeVantage, it was like a baby learning how to walk. I was like a baby in diapers, having to learn a brand new industry. And so having to take the first piece that I really feel like is super important in everybody's journey is doing what it takes to build the belief, because when we start, the belief is this big. Okay. It's this big. And then you take a product like this. I've got to be super careful because this is my biggest mistake I make at night. I freaking drink 𝐜𝐸𝐴 like it's my job. And I'm looking at the clock right now like it's kind of late to be drinking 𝐜𝐸𝐴. But you build your belief by putting the products in your body. You build your belief by listening to people like Angie and the other leaders in this team. You build your belief by showing up and seeing other people win. And so that's the first piece of this journey, is building the unshakable belief. If you are in a space right now where you need to build a belief in products, go on a health journey. There's nothing like going on a health journey. I love the before and afters with like the collagen and the skincare, but I will tell you, there's nothing like the 13-year and 8-month before and after. Knowing that when I was 30 years old, I could not do a lunge because my body was broken. Seeing what these products do. I'm 47 years old right now. I'm 47 years old, and I'm physically and mentally stronger today at 47 than I was at 30. I mean, that's really stinking cool. So it's hard to get it's hard to get a health story in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Commit to 2 years on this stuff and tell me how your life has changed. Commit to 5 years, taking Nerve 2, taking the Tri-Synergizer, using using 𝐜𝐸𝐴XIO, using our skincare, using our hair care, using all of the products. They're phenomenal. Taking people on a journey of showing them what health looks like, what it feels like. That's building your belief. You want to grow your belief in the business, show up at events and watch grown men cry at what this has done for their family, what this has done for them as people, what this has done for their team. I'll tell you, when I first started LifeVantage, I thought it was all about me and what's in it for me. So you realize that when you help enough other people get what they want, that's when this thing really, really comes to life. That's where the magic is helping other people. And when it comes to your belief in you, it's all about stretching the rubber band. And I will tell you that stretching the rubber band is really where I'm at right now. And Angie and I just had this conversation not that long ago, but you kind of get to this space in your business where you start to feel comfort, right? Like I'm comfortable in being able to do the do. I'm comfortable because I can get up in front of people. I'm comfortable because I get my products. I'm comfortable because I know the comp plan. I'm comfortable because I know the business. I'm comfortable that I can talk to people, right? You get this level of comfort. And then 2 years ago, I had a bomb dropped on me. And that bomb was when my son signed up for the United States Navy. And it was one of the hardest things that I ever had to experience as a mom, because I didn't understand why. I didn't understand what he was looking for, because he was a college graduate. He was out working, making good money, but he just wasn't happy. And I find out he joined the Navy. And I will tell you, I cried every day. I cried every single day because I didn't understand why, but I'll tell you what, watching him go through this journey, watching him experience this has been the coolest thing, because it's made me have to dig deep and figure out some stuff about myself. And I will tell you that when he went to boot camp, I cried my face off that first day. I cried my face off when he called me and says, "Mom, I made it." And I started asking him questions. He said, "I got to go, click." And I'm like, oh, I just have chills over my whole body. I cried my face off the first time he called me to let me know he was just checking in and let me know how it was going. Then I cried the first time he wrote a letter home. And then when you get to see him graduate from boot camp, oh my gosh, that feeling of pride and joy and that just feeling of accomplishment was so cool. And then he went to Buds. You guys, talk about a gut check. Watching your kid go through things that you never, ever, ever believed they could possibly do. Watching them go to hell and back over and over and over, knowing, you guys, and this is where it gets really cool. And just part of my story is knowing that the stuff that they do every single day, the stuff that Ryan is doing every single day they've got the option to say, "I'm out," and tap out and ring the bell, because they do some serious shit. Excuse the language, but that's what it is. Every single day, serious, in your face life stuff every single day. And they've got the option to go, boom, I'm done. And they can ring the bell and tap out and go someplace else. But what these young men do every single day is they dig deep and they find it at a whole nother level. And by choice, they get up and they do it again and again and again and again and again. And they get tired and they get beat up and they get sick and they get bloody and they get their butts kicked, and they do it over and over and over, because yes, they're American heroes. And so as I've watched my son go through his journey with this, I've realized a lot about myself in LifeVantage, because I thought to myself, is it easier to become a Navy SEAL, or is it easier to become or to rank advance or become a presidential consultant, whatever your goal is in LifeVantage? I'm going to tell you right now that LifeVantage is a heck of a lot easier. So one of the things that these young men do is they go on these 90-minute ocean swims, where they go out into the ocean and they've got a swim buddy with them, and they've got to battle the waves, the sharks, all the stuff. Sometimes they do storm swims, Angie. Sometimes they got to do it in lightning, and they've got to make it. Then they've got to get to the buoy and back in 90 minutes or less or pass. And if their partner, one of the times that my son was on a time swim that he had to pass, and his partner had a panic attack. His partner had a panic attack out in the middle of the ocean. And you know what? They didn't pass. They didn't pass because my son had to sit there and keep this guy alive, because he was having a panic attack, and he had to literally sit there with him until a boat came out and rescued them. And then my son was able to swim back. That 90-minute swim took them an hour longer than it was supposed to take. And they said, Teal, you got to fail. And he had to go through the punishment that you get when you fail. But it's all about like, you do what it takes for the team every single day. And so I tell you this, where I realized about my son is like, I said, Bud, how do you like, tell me about this? He goes, Mom, he goes, I just got to find a new level. Like he was really beating himself up with some things that had happened. He said, Mom, I just have to find a new level. He goes, when I find this new level inside of me, I know it's all going to happen. And I'm sitting here in that event with Angie in April, and we're getting really quiet and we're breathing. And I had this aha moment about my LifeVantage business. I'm like, Kazzi Teal, shame on you. You're not stuck. You're not lost. You're not scared. You just have to find the new level. You've got to find what it takes to win, because winning is the only option here, you guys. Winning with health, winning in life, that's what we show up to do. We show up to win. Whatever winning is, we show up for it. Winning to some people is making enough money to pay for their products, so they don't have to tap into their other cash resources to pay for their products. Winning for others is getting to a space where they've helped 10 other people with the health journey. Winning to other people is making $500 a month. Winning to some is making $1,000 a month. Winning to some is making $10,000 a month. Winning to others is hitting the executive levels in LifeVantage. Whatever winning is to you, just know that it's the only option. It's the only option, because if you can tap out, you can quit, you can walk away, but you're going to live in regret. You're going to live in regret. So I'm going to tell you right now, my kiddo's also a reader, and I'm reading Winning right now. And this is a fantastic book. Angie, I don't know if you've read this one yet, but Tim Grover is the personal trainer for Michael Jordan, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, Charles Barkley, tons of professional athletes, tons of big business leaders in the world today. And he wrote an entire book on winning. And here's what Tim Grover says about winning. He calls it the winning 13. He doesn't number these 1 to 10. Each one of them have an equal presence. And he said, all of these things, when he talks about winning, this hits different when you think about LifeVantage, when you think about the Navy SEALs, when you think about Navy Special Warfare. Listen to these. Winning makes you different, and winning scares people. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth, that winning makes you different, and winning makes you different, and different scares people. Number 2, winning wages war on the battlefield in your mind. You just heard Angie talk about like the mindset piece, the mind and body being centered in order to win here. Number 3, winning is the ultimate gamble on yourself. Guys, this is the coolest opportunity where we can put all the bets on us every single day. Winning isn't heartless, but you'll use your heart less, meaning that you can't take it personal. If somebody doesn't say yes, you can't take it personal. Winning belongs to them, and it's your job to take it, meaning put that hand out and grab that flipping baton and run. Winning wants all of you. There's no balance. Winning is selfish, right? Winning is selfish. Winning takes you through hell, and if you quit, that's where you'll stay. Winning is a test with no correct answers. Angie, isn't that the truth? There's no correct answers here, guys. Winning knows all of your secrets. Winning never lies. Winning is not a marathon. It's a series of sprints with no finish line. And winning is everything. You guys, when it comes to your LifeVantage journey, I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to be a part of this for 13 years and 8 months. I love it when people say, are you still doing Pro Tandem? And I have to laugh. I have to laugh because it makes me wonder what I said to them in the early stages to make them think that I'm doing Pro Tandem. But I'm like, absolutely. This is who I am. This is what I do. I'm telling you guys right now that we all are in the winner's circle right now. We all belong here. We are all doing great big things. And I can tell you right now, the only way that this doesn't work for us is when we ring the bell. And I can tell you right now, I'm not ringing the bell. Angie's not ringing the bell. You guys are not ringing the bell. And the reason why we're not ringing the bell is because we have got work to do. There's lots of work to be done, and we need to go out and be someone's hero. Just like my son, just like Angie's son, they're out there working today to take care of this country, to take care of this great nation. That's what we are doing to you guys. We're taking care of this world. We're taking care of this amazing earth that God blessed us with. And the way that we do it every single day is we just keep going, keep trucking, keep believing, and keep winning. So with that, Angie, mwah, I love you, girl. I'm
Oh
always
boy,
here.
Kazzi. Okay, I have to say, I had more I was gonna say, but I'm not going to because I want to end with this. So I believe in signs, I believe in numbers. We talked about this at the April event. And when you said your anniversary with Life Managed is July 7th, and so that's Ryan's Hell Week. Yeah. Yeah, and those of you that don't know what Hell Week is, Google it. So when you said that, that just freaking rocked me right there. And I just believe with everything I have that he's gonna do it. I do. And you guys, I know that, you know, network marketing isn't the same, right, as, you know, what our sons or what anybody in the military is doing. There's, you know, a lot more important and powerful and scary things out there. And so I don't want you to think we're comparing the two because they're very different. But like she said, the people that win are the people that don't quit. And so I just want all of you to keep that in your heart. I know it's this journey, it's changed my life in just a short time, because every time I think I can't do it, I want to quit. If it comes working out or getting up early or making the next call or showing up to every single team call on a Monday night, if I don't want to do it, I think of my son and I think of what he's freaking doing. And I'm like, God, you're don't be weak, Angie. Get out there and do it. And so it's really changed my mindset a lot. And I'm not saying that it's going to change everybody's mindset, but you know, start with reading these two books that we mentioned today, and just don't quit on yourself, guys. Show up, do the do, show up to the trainings, do your mindset work, celebrate the small wins. Like Dr. 𝐮𝐧𝐬𝐽𝐻 said, the victory starts before the battle. So with that, I'd like to thank you all for your time. Thank you, Kazzi, for pouring into us. I greatly appreciate it. And I wish you all a blessed night. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.